In 1958, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA, became responsible for the civilian space program as well as aeronautics and space research. In 1961, President John F. Kennedy committed to land a man on the moon by the end of the 1960s, and this, in turn, established the Apollo program, which ran from 1961 to 1972. In 1967, a three-person flight crew, designated AS-204, or simply Apollo 1, was planned to launch from Florida's Cape Canaveral on February 21st of that year and was to be the first ever crewed test flight of an Apollo command module. The three men chosen for the crew were Command Pilot Gus Grissom, Senior Pilot Ed White, and Pilot Roger Chaffee. The Apollo command module was the most complex than any previous module, and testing indicated that safety design flaws could be present. For example, the interior of the capsule contained a large amount of flammable material about which the crew expressed their concerns. Also, it is reported that Gus Grissom was so exasperated with the unsolved technical issues that he and his fellow crew members sent a picture of themselves praying over a model of the capsule and sent it to the head of the Apollo program with the note reading, "It is not that we don't trust you, but this time we've decided to go over your head." Additionally, the internal atmosphere of the capsule was mandated to be made of pure oxygen, which presented an extreme fire hazard, and a tightly sealed, inward opening hatch that required a ratchet to release 6 bolts individually was the only way into and out of the capsule. On January 26, 1967, the backup crew, which included astronaut Wally Schirra, sat inside of the capsule for a plug-in test that had the capsule dependent upon electrical power from the ground and the hatch door left open. After emerging, Wally Schirra told his longtime friend Gus Grissom, "If you get the slightest glitch, get out of there. I don't like it." One day later, on January 27th, Grissom, White, and Chaffee were to perform a plugs-out test, in which the capsule, sitting on top of a Saturn rocket, would be detached from all ground cables and to be tested solely on internal power. The crew was taken to Launch Pad 34 and prepared to enter the capsule. Upon entering the capsule, Grissom noted a smell like sour buttermilk, but no cause was found, so the test continued, with the hatch sealed and the astronauts locked inside. A communications glitch kept Grissom's mic open, to which he stated, "How are we supposed to get to the moon if we can't talk between 2 or 3 buildings?"
How are we going to get to the moon if we can't talk between 2 or 3 buildings?
Several seconds later, the crew began yelling fire, then there was a scream, and then all transmissions ceased.
Hey! Oh, no fire in the cockpit!
The fire was determined to have started somewhere under Grissom's seat, with the cause believed to have been unprotected wiring. The fire roared through the capsule due to the pure oxygen, and the men could not escape due to the poor hatch design, which, during earlier practice sessions, took Ed White nearly 2 minutes to open because each of the 6 bolts had to be ratcheted before released. All 3 men died from asphyxia within 19 seconds of the start of the fire. Cape Canaveral's Launch Pad 34 was in use until 1968, and then it was deactivated with the rocket tower and other structures being removed. The launch platform was left, however, and today serves as a memorial to the crew of Apollo 1. Besides the large structure of concrete, however, many feel that the spirits of Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee also remain, with visitors and former employees reporting unusual occurrences at the site. While NASA has never publicly commented, many visitors have reported hearing screams coming from the monument, while others have left the area due to a feeling of dread or sadness. Others have also reported seeing floating apparitions around the platform as well. If the lore is to be believed, it seems that the spirits of 3 men who lived their lives in exploration of the final frontier have remained behind to haunt their final place on Earth.